Go up on the outside.
You heard Kyle Petty say at the top of the show, nobody wants to draft with a rookie. And Bill Venturini, if you were making a decision, where would you go?
Well, you go with the experience, you're with the outside lane, but right now Harris Devane seems to have the stronger car. I'd have to go with the stronger car right now. I mean, we've got, what, 15 laps to go. You got to forget about him being a rookie and go for the lead.
It looks like they have hung Bradbury out right now. There goes Devane, and here comes Mike Wallace on the inside. Now, if the one car is smart, he'd move up the racetrack in front of 78, but he's not going to do that. Looks like they're going to get hooked up and go by Bradbury and put him in 4th place.
Well, they might have told his spotter, or the crew might have told him, say, hey, that Devane car is awfully fast down there. Pull down in front of him.
Whoa, they run Mike Wallace on the apron of the racetrack. Now here they come 3 abreast.
And here's the outside again in the fast lane through the trioval.
And Mike Wallace is hung out to dry on the bottom of the racetrack. And here's Bradbury making a move in turn 2.
Well, did he get a run?
Ned, could the tires be gone on that one car?
Well, he's had them on there a long time. That's a good point.
He's got his old tires. He's got no fuel left in the car. The car's got to be getting loose on him. And with the three cars racing, he's got to be feeling it.
But Bradbury can't make enough fuel, we're told.
We are told Bradbury will have to pit with 10 laps to go, and that's just about 4 laps away from now.
Well, the Brahma Bills.
I really believe that Purvis's car just all of a sudden got loose. As we see here, it comes. Harris Devane goes by. Mike Wallace on the inside.
There's that yellow rookie stripe on the back of the 33 car, Harris Devane. Now what Mike Wallace wants to see when he looks in front of him with laps remaining, a rookie running in 2nd spot. Those of you tuning in, remember the pin relays will be coming up next from Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Coming up at the conclusion of today's ARCA Food World 500 Live from Talladega. Let's check in the pits with John Kernan.
Well, I just talked to James Finch. He told me, no, it's not the tires that have gone away. The car handles all right. The problem is it's running on only 7 cylinders. A few laps ago, Jeff agreed in and said it felt kind of like a plug wire might be coming off. Now, Purvis running on only 7 cylinders, so it looks like his hopes of victory are down the tubes today.
So close. About 15 laps to go. And he loses a cylinder. Meanwhile, Bradbury, once he got by, he's going up 5 or 6 car lengths on his 2 cars.
Yeah, while those others were back there racing, that allowed him to pull on out in front. But now that he and Mike Wallace have hooked up together, those 2 cars have worked well together. They've come from pretty far down to that last pit stop and have come to the front. So they're reeling Bradbury in once again.
Now, if you're Gary Bradbury, Bill Venturini, you've got to be praying for a yellow flag about now. You know when you got to pit for fuel in about 2 laps.
Well, no, even if he gets a yellow, he's rolled the dice. He's got to try and, I would try and stay out. Because even if we get a pit, he's got to come through the pack. And there's, what, 11 cars on the lead lap that he'd have to come through. I mean, he's got, I'd say he's got to stay out and see what happens.
But if he knows that he's not going to make it, I don't know. I don't believe he'd have a choice, Bill. I don't know. Of course, you know, you've heard my predictions here today.
Well, we've all been wrong.
Well, Philip Hamilton is the crew chief for Gary Bradbury's team, and he apparently has told John Kernan and Kyle and Michael Waltrip that they will have to pit with 10 to go, and that would be this lap. But we'll watch and see if Bradbury does peel off and come down. As you see, Harris Devane now trying to make a move on the inside. The 33 car.
I hope he don't try to pit now because these cars are on the inside of him. No, he's not going to pit this time. Right now, I think Bill Venturini's probably right. Bradbury's going to run around there until the fuel pressure starts to drop. He'll be watching his fuel pressure gauge. When that gauge starts down, then he'll realize he's got to come in the pit. He'll probably run a half lap after it starts. Right now, he'll just watch and wait for that last instant.
And, you know, if you're from Chelsea, Alabama, winning at Talladega has to be a dream for Gary Bradbury. Growing up not far from this racetrack, and even though he won 3 a year ago, they were all on short tracks at Pensacola, Flat Rock, and Winchester. And Bradbury now does the Cogna line, now the backstretch, maybe trying to shake the air off some of those cars behind him.
Yeah, he's making his car pretty wide. Jimmy Horton was pretty good at doing that in '91 when we were racing for the win. His car got about 80 feet wide on me down the back straight road. You're looking out the window of Mike Wallace's car at the Harris Devane car, and you guys were teasing me earlier about being a rookie. I'll tell you, his stomach does not know he's running second in one of the biggest races of his life, and he's a rookie here. So I don't feel for him. I mean, I'm glad I'm in this booth right now instead of in that car.
Yeah, and he has a legitimate shot at winning this race. He has a good race car, and he's driven it well today.
And Devane got a gas side.
Bradbury's out of gas.
And he's waving that right hand. Apparently, you mentioned it, guys, that fuel gauge has to be fluctuating, and he is going to have to come in. They calculated correctly. He said he could go with 10 laps to go. He went one extra lap and now is out of fuel. Puts it up in third gear and will slow down. And what a tough break for the Chelsea, Alabama native, Gary Bradbury.
Man. Well, I think John Kernan was right. They couldn't have made it if they'd pitted on that last caution. They still would not have been able to make it the rest of the way.
So now the question is, how many of the cars that are out there now can make it the rest of the way? How many cars are going to run out of gas on the last lap or two? We still have 8 laps to go, and Bradbury is in the pits. He finally gets in there, stops, and then puts some fuel in the car.
Boy, that's tough to have to pull her in there. Let's go to the pits and John Kernan.
Bradbury did not run out of gas. He was still running when he came in. He just slowed down. The time was switching over to Hamilton, and they had stayed out as long as they could. If they would have stayed out maybe another lap and a half, then they would have run out of gas. But he came in under power. It was just a stop and go for a splash of gas.
Here's the lead. Harris Devane and Mike Wallace. Harris Devane in the red and white 33. Mike Wallace in the green and black number 90. Kenny Allen, the 3 car, the onset car, ran so well early on. Developed some problems. We saw him on the inside as they went by.
He's still running in like 15th position, even though he has talked about Kenny Allen, the onset car. There are 11 cars on the lead lap, and Gary Bradbury came out and stayed in the lead lap, but he's far away from the front runners.
So Harris Devane in the car number 33, 31-year-old farmer, cotton and peanut farmer from Cuthbert, Georgia. Getting ready to have the biggest day of his as yet young career as a rookie driver. Hey, we had a rookie on our telecast today, Bill Venturini, and we'll possibly have a rookie going to victory lane at Talladega Superspeedway. What a day. They're riding with Mike Wallace. Now outside watching Wallace just a few feet away now. As a veteran, Bill Venturini, if you're Mike Wallace, what are you thinking about right now? You got a rookie in front of you.
I can see, first of all, if you looked at that shot, Mike Wallace's hood was bouncing pretty good, almost similar to what was happening to Andy Belmont earlier today. If I'm Mike, I'm sitting waiting. I've got one shot to pass him. I'd probably wait till 1 or 2 laps to go. And see, I'd have to use the outside lane. After seeing how Mike's been running all day, he's got to try the outside. But Harris is strong.
What do you know about Talladega as a veteran driver that maybe a rookie wouldn't know that you would be able to maybe exploit here in the final 4 or 5 laps?
Well, you know, the racetrack has changed compared to the way it's been for all the years I've raced there. I mean, we've always been able to run down on the bottom, which they seem to be playing top and bottom groove today. I'd have to say I'd put the move on him through the tri-oval. Out of all the race places on the racetrack where experience will take over versus rookies, through the tri-oval. And knowing Mike knows what he's doing here, so we'll see what happens.
And those of you tuning in expecting to see the pin relays will remind you they will be coming up next following the conclusion of the Food Roll 500. The pin relays from Franklin Field in Philadelphia. We'll be getting off the air very quickly, going directly to Philadelphia for the pin relays. And that is coming up next here in about 4.5 laps.
The last lap these cars ran just over 194 miles an hour. So they're still running an awfully fast speed. And you can see 4 laps to go. Do they have enough fuel to last? Can Harris Devane win the biggest race of his life?
Now, for you Jeff Purvis fans, you might be wondering about him. We haven't said anything about him lately other than that he lost a cylinder on his car. He's still running in 3rd place. He's about 5 or 6 seconds behind the leader. So if he can make it on fuel, then he should be okay as far as his position is concerned.
Michael Waltrip has something on Harris Devane.
Harris's only 2nd trip here to the high bank of Talladega. He's leading the race. but I tell you, the guy sitting behind him, Mike Wallace, has got to be licking his chops. He's thinking, I got this rookie right where I want him. But I don't know. That 33 looks awful strong late in the going. The crew does not know if he's got enough gas or not. They're just sitting, hoping and waiting.
And that's the Mike Wallace crew there, the Duran Paints crew, Heiligmeyer, some of the guys that pit the Winston Cup car. Barry Owen is the crew chief there, and that is Harris Devane's outfit. They are watching and waiting and wondering, said, man, we have come a long way from the dirt tracks of Albany, Georgia.
Well, they are getting excited.
Well, does Mike Wallace have anything left?
Yeah, that's right. Does he have anything left?
I mean, you know, it's hard to tell. If he does have, he's concealing it very well to Harris Devane as well as us.
There's a race for 5th place. Kevin Ray in the 2 car, and Mark Stahl in 32. Mark is 5th right now. Kevin Ray is 6th.
They've sort of broken away from that other pack of cars that they were in earlier.
As we watch this, leaders went by, 2 laps to go.
Position, Mark Stahl and Kevin Ray. Great run for the youngster at 17 years of age. A junior in high school there at East Amoga, Alabama. We're looking at those pits a moment ago. They look very, very comfortable. Take a look here. They're so pensive here in Harris Devane's pit.
They're excited. Watch them as they come off course. They'll start screaming now as soon as he comes to the side. Get ready, girls. Here he comes. Yeah!
White flag. And watch them here. They're just standing and watching. That's Barry Owen, the crew chief, for Mike Wallace, the Duran Paints Klossner Furniture Ford. Final lap at Talladega.
Here they are coming off turn 2. Harris Devane right on the bottom of the racetrack. Right now, Mike Wallace is going to try now. Looks snake net.
I think that going into turn 3 is when he would need to make his move.
He's got to do it now. If he can't put a move on him now, at least to set him up for coming off the corner, then Harris is going to pull it off.
Now, they're coming up on a lap car. Don't know if they'll catch it before they get back to the start-finish line, but it's going to be awfully close.
Oh, here comes Mike on the outside. Mike Wallace trying to make, and he has him. He has it. He ran out of fuel, didn't he?
I don't know. It looked like
the 33 car ran out of fuel. Ran out of fuel coming up.
And Mike Wallace will win his first ARCA event of 1995, and Barry Owen and the team borrowed a car, and here's the battle for 5th and 6th. The 2 car is Kevin Ray, Mark Stahl in front, Andy Hillenberg behind him in the 11.
And Bob Hill just ran out of fuel coming off turn 4. These cars went by him. And here, looking here as Kevin Ray beat Mark Stahl to the line.
I believe Mark Stahl ran out of gas.
It looked like he did.
And so all those cars that we were wondering about the fuel, and Kyle was with Barry Owen as you look at Mike Wallace.
I'm standing here with Barry Owen. These guys are tickled to death. They didn't know whether they had enough to get around. Do you think he could have got around him if he hadn't run out of gas coming out of 4?
No, Mike said he was doing all he could do to hang on to him. We're just hoping they would run out.
Well, I know he was hoping they would run out. Hey, you guys put together a good show. I know all those people at the furniture market in High Point, North Carolina are going wild right now. What do you think about that?
Yes, sir. It's for Klossner Furniture. We did this one.
Okay, let's go back upstairs, guys. Congratulations.
And that young man out there has got to be awfully happy, too. Hans Klossner watching from High Point, North Carolina. And we'll be back with final results after this. Back at Talladega Superspeedway, Mike Wallace has won the Food World 500. Is he in victory lane? No. He is sitting at the very end of pit road. He did not get to victory lane because he has run out of gas. What a tough break. What a good break for Mike Wallace, so to make it to the checkered flag.
I mean, he gets a new sponsor and he can't go to victory lane and praise him because he ran out of gasoline. Attaboy, Mike.
And we talked to Barry Owen. Take a look at our final results. 43 cars started today. 11 finished on the lead lap, including Gary Bradbury, who finished in 11th spot. Harris Devane, what a great run for a rookie driver.
Oh, I'm impressed with him and Kevin Ray. 2 rookies. I think it was in the top 5. Good show for the rookies today.
It's just a shame that we're not able to settle it coming down from the start-finish line.
For Kyle Petty, Michael Waltrip, John Kernan, Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, and our special guest, Bill Venturini. Stay tuned. The pin relays are coming up next. I'm Jerry Punch saying congratulations to Mike Wallace and so long from Talladega.